Hello and welcome, I'm Paul from Mostly Off Topic, and we're going to be doing another Lord of the Rings video. This is a bit more of a tutorial video, and we're going to be covering the Sentinel and Ranged Keywords. Really important in multiplayer, particularly these two keywords, as they allow another player to either defend or to attack on behalf of one of the other players. So I'm going to demonstrate this with a bit of a contrived situation, journey along the Anduin, and we've got a questing deck here. You can see 3 spirit heroes, all very good willpower, and we have a combat deck here. Kind of their attack power is important. We have Grimbeorn, who has Sentinel, and if you watch the Withered Heath player card review, you'll know that I quite rate Grimbeorn. The reason for that is that he's able to defend and attack in the early game pretty much most of the enemies you're going to come up against, and he doesn't need to find attachments or anything like that to allow him to do that, so it allows you to stabilise quite quickly. In a multiplayer, a Sentinel keyword allows him to do that as well. In addition, you can pay a resource and declare him as an attacker against an enemy. And as we'll find out, being able to declare him as an attacker allows the ranged keyword to trigger. So these two characters with ranged can in theory add their attack power to that. But we'll show how that plays as we kind of get to that segment of the demonstration. And we've got a hill troll here, which is engaged with this player. It's important to note, engaged with the player, not necessarily the characters. And we've got some locations and whatnot, but we can leave that. And we've got a couple of shadow cards that I've just pulled out so I can demonstrate a couple of things. This is contrived just for the purpose of the demo. Normally these shadow cards would be in the deck and you just pull them off the top for the randomness. There's a couple of effects I just want to be able to show you guys so that you can see how it affects defending player, defending character, so on and so forth. Okay, so if you're new to the game, one of the key resources I think that you'd want to kind of have available to you is the timing charts and the rules reference. So if you haven't already, kind of download that, because you'll get things that kind of maybe look a little bit complicated, such as this, which is a combat phase, but it breaks it down into some quite sensible chunks. You can see where you can play action cards, and you can kind of see what's happening. So if you're new to the game, what I suggest is you get this out, get it in front of you, and just kind of play through those things as you need to. So you can see here in the enemy attack resolution, you've got things like declare defender, and if I bring up the player attack resolution, you've got here ranged options, player attack initiates, active player declares target of attack and attacker, and then the ranged option kicks in. So if you see there, that language matches with the declare him as an attacker activity there. If this language said something like, and he does damage back, just like the Gondorian Spearman card does, then you wouldn't be able to add ranged in because there's no declaration step. So the easiest thing to do as a new player is to just religiously follow the timing guide. It will slow down play, but you'll get the muscle memory pretty quickly, and it also allows you to kind of just have structure to your game, and it'll make you a cleaner player in the long run. Okay, so let's just take a little look then on what we're here to discuss. So this is the rules reference, and it also has the kind of definitions for Sentinel. So a character with a Sentinel keyword can be declared as a defender during enemy attacks that are made against other players. So Grimbeorn is a character. The person who's running this deck is the player, and the character may declare Sentinel defense after the player engaged with the enemy, making the attack declares no defenders. So what has to happen is this hill troll is going to attack, and let's just give it this shadow card for the moment. This player here says, "Oh, I don't think I can defend, guys. What am I supposed to be doing here? I need some help." And then this player will say, "Okay, I'll Sentinel that for you. I don't have anything that I need to deal with over here. This hill troll swinging for 6. You've got no real options. Even if you took it undefended, it's going to kill a hero. We don't want that to happen, so I can help you out." Okay. So what we then do is, so this gets a shadow card. There's an action window then, if in the combat phase, and then we start its attack steps. We will choose defenders. Okay, we're not going to declare a defender but we are going to declare a defender here. And it's important that this defender has to exhaust, and it also has to meet any other criteria that allow it to defend this attack. And there are some cards that say, for instance, in a Journey to Roscabel, only an eagle creature can defend this attack, or a creature with range can defend this attack, and therefore it would need to satisfy those criteria as well as be Sentinel. So what's going to happen now is this hill troll is going to attack essentially this character rather than be taken undefended or have one of these guys defend. These people here are still owned by the defending player, and this is the defending character. That's the kind of key mechanical difference. This attack is going to get resolved against this character, but this player doesn't stop being the defending player. Okay, so let's just reveal the shadow card as we would do normally. So we just kind of flip that over, and we see here the shadow effect is a defending player chooses and returns one exhausted ally he controls to its owner's hand. If he controls no exhausted allies, raise his threat by 3. Okay, so the defending player is this collection here. They have no allies, nothing on the board, so that questing deck has to increase its threat 1, 2, 3 by 3. Even though this is the defending character, it's this questing deck. So you can see here that this is the tactics deck hand, this is the questing deck hand, so it was that increased its threat by 3. Okay, so that shadow card has resolved, so now we see 6 attack against 3 defense, so that is going to put 3 damage onto Grimbjorn, 1, 2, 3, just as normal. I've got the option to respond now. So what we'll do before we kind of take that option is we'll just very quickly have a little look at the ranged keyword, so we can kind of see how that plays out. So here we have the ranged keyword on screen. So it's a keyword ability, it's printed on a card. Character with the ranged keyword can be declared by its controller as an attacker against enemies that engage with another player. You can declare ranged characters against your own kind of enemies engaged with you, but it's not because of range, that's just because they're in your engagement area. And you can declare ranged attacks against these threats while its owner is declaring attacks, or it can participate in attacks that are declared by other players. In either case, a character must exhaust and meet any other requirements necessary to make the attack. Okay, so long as you meet the base threshold to be able to attack, if you've got the ranged keyword, you can attack in a different staged area. Engagement area. You cannot attack into the staging area with ranged unless you've got some other ability that allows you to kind of do that, but that will come from that ability, not from ranged. So if this hill troll was sat in the staging area up here, I can't go, oh, I'll attack that. Ranged allows you into another player's engagement area. Okay, and it's when you are declaring attacks or other players are declaring attacks. Okay. So let's just take a look at the example we were in before. This hill troll has swung and done damage to Grimbjorn. Grimbjorn is now going to trigger his response, so he spends his resource, and this defender now gets -2 for it, so he's on 1 defense and 9 hit points. He declares his attack against that enemy, and therefore at this point we can trigger the ranged keyword on Legolas and Haldir to kind of have those guys attack. So now we have a situation where Grimbjorn is attacking, Legolas is attacking, Haldir is attacking, all onto that hill troll. So Grimbjorn swings for 3, Legolas swings for 3 plus 2 from the Bow of the Galadriel, so that's a total of 8, and Haldir swings for 11. So 1 point of damage gets absorbed by the creature's armour, and then we have a situation where we're going to be putting kind of 10 further points on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We stop at 9 because it equals it and it hasn't got indestructible, and therefore that hill troll would die. Okay, it goes to the bin. And then there's nothing else to attack, etc. So let's just kind of like play that back, but let's just imagine that this hill troll had this shadow card. So let's just reset stuff back like this. You had a resource, you didn't have any damage on you. Okay, so now we're back to the start of that kind of combat phase. You didn't have any damage on you either. Okay, so this is the other shadow card that we have. So Grimbjorn kind of exhausts as Sentinel. We reveal this shadow card, and this is the defending character does not count as defense. So in this situation, the defending character is Grimbjorn. So he's not going to count his defense. The hill draw swings for 6. Grimbjorn dies. Ouch. Not so good. But the key difference there is defending character versus defending player. Okay. So let's now kind of just see what would happen in a normal kind of situation. Let's just say that these guys, Grimbjorn is defended in the first circumstance. He's taken 3 damage. So now we have the option to kind of attack. So we come around to this player's attacks. Arwen and Eowyn are able to attack, but they've only got 2 attack against the 3 armor defense, so they're not going to do anything. So what we could do here is we could have Haldir and Legolas declare their attacks when this player has the option to attack. So even if they didn't put in Eowyn and Arwen, I could still say, okay, well, I'm going to hit with ranged. I'm going to hit with ranged for 5 from Legolas, 3 from Haldir against this creature. 3 points get absorbed by his defense, which would then put 5 damage onto it. If indeed I'd put Arwen and Eowyn as well, I'd have another couple of points of damage, which would kind of leave me up to 7 points of damage. Not enough to kill it, but I'd put a fair dent in it. So that's not a bad situation to kind of be in. So just a quick recap then. I could choose not to put in Arwen and Eowyn and still trigger ranged. I can choose to put in Arwen and Eowyn and still trigger ranged. If I had another player, I could kind of do 1 ranged onto this creature and 1 ranged onto the next creature, depending upon kind of how I want to do this and what the best arrangement is. The defending character for Sentinel is the one that is exhausted to kind of take the hit. The defending player for Sentinel remains the one who is naturally getting attacked, I guess is the best way to kind of describe that. You have to meet all the criteria to be able to kind of defend or ranged the creature. And for ranged, you can't just shoot into the staging area because the game doesn't allow you to do that unless you got another card effect to do it. You declare Sentinel when the other player has chosen not to defend, different from taking something undefended, and you declare ranged when you declare an attacker step, player attacker step. Okay. So I hope you found this video useful. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave note below. And if you like the video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more Lord of the Rings and Dungeons and Dragons, possibly some X-Wing content as well. Thanks for watching. Cheers.